Hello everyone and welcome to MacMania, the show that gives you your weekly dose of Apple news, and this is episode 43 for the last episode, the last day in September. And just Elliot and myself today. Everyone else is not on the show, everyone else is busy, so it's just Elliot and I today. Elliot from the Legend Elliot 94 channel, and yeah, I think that's the only place he's from. Welcome, Elliot.
Hello.
Great to have you on, and also myself, Jacob. Not a lot of news going around, but there has been some news going around about the Apple Maps, and there's been a lot of news surrounding the Apple Maps app. The people are not happy with it. People have been complaining about bits and pieces. Elliot, how have you found the Maps app that Apple has brought into iOS 6?
Now, well, I tried this when it first come out, and I thought it was really good. I never had any problems with it, but there is I can see what people are saying. There's a couple of things where they've missed out, or they've named things wrong, or.
Yeah.
But I mean, you're gonna get that on any new app
Yeah.
anyway. You know, you're always gonna get problems, or.
Yeah, exactly.
So it's brand new.
Well,
So.
yeah, exactly. Well, Tim Cook's actually come out with a letter. He posted a letter on the Apple website. I'll read it out right now. It says, "To our customers, at Apple we strive to make world-class products that deliver the best experience possible to our customers. With the launch of our new Maps app last week, we fell short on the commitment. We are extremely sorry for the frustration this has caused our customers, and we are doing everything we can to make Maps better. We launched Maps entirely with the first version of iOS. As time progressed, we wanted to provide our customers with even better maps, including features such as turn-by-turn directions, voice integration, flyover, and vector-based maps. In order to do this, we had to create a new version of Maps from the ground up. There are already more than 100 million iOS devices using the new Apple Maps. With more and more joining us every day, in just over a week, iOS users with the new Maps have already searched for nearly 500 million locations. The more our customers use our maps, the better it will get, and we greatly appreciate all of your feedback we have received from you. While we're improving Maps, you can try alternatives by downloading map apps from the App Store, such as Bing, MapQuest, and Waze, or use Google or Nokia Maps by going to the websites and creating an icon on your home screen to their web app. Everything we do at Apple is aimed at making our products the best in the world. We know you expect that from us, and we will keep working non-stop until Maps lives up to the same incredibly high standard." Tim Cook, Apple's CEO. That's an interesting letter there. Well, not letter, but apology letter to everyone who's not happy with the Maps app. I find it very interesting that he has mentioned other apps, recommended other apps until the Maps is kind of. I'm also actually very interested that they've recommended Google Maps in here. It said, well, not the actual Google Maps app, but Google the web map app, and that's actually very interesting. What have you made of this letter?
Well, there's not much they can do, can they? Really, you know. I mean, obviously,
Not really, no.
the only reason why I think he said use other apps is so people don't. It sort of takes their mind off of it, because people are like, oh, we want Google Maps back and all that.
Yeah.
And I suppose I suppose it's sort of him coming out and saying, yeah, Google Maps is pretty good. We got rid of it, but we're gonna try and get it better, sort of thing. So, yeah.
I'm just finding it very interesting that they've mentioned Google in here. After Google Maps used to be obviously the map app in iOS, now they're recommending it. So obviously they've tried to cover it up that they were using Google Maps the whole time. If you listen to the first paragraph, it said that we strive to make world-class products, and they're basically claiming the maps. Before that, they weren't claiming it was Google. So very interesting letter there from Tim Cook. The Maps app is basically provided a lot of news. It's been probably it has been a failure, but some of the parts of the app have been good as well. I've been playing around with it on my iPad. I've actually been quite happy with some of the parts that I've searched on the Maps app. Like I searched a football stadium. It was in 3D. It was great. So it's just a few things that they need to improve, and obviously they can't do that in a day. They need to take time. So we could see in a next update of the update 1.1 or a next update of iOS 6, we could see maybe a bit of a change to the Maps app. But it's going to take time to fix all these problems.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, and also the Maps. Just mentioning as well that the number of Apple Maps usage was pulled by data management, and 4% usage is far below former Google Maps use on device. So there has been some drops in iOS 6, so drops to 4% usage. So like I said, there's a lot of news surrounding the Maps app, a lot of complaints. I guess it's people that live in these parts that Apple got wrong. That's probably what people people search. We all do it. We all search our house on the maps. And see our house, and I guess people have realised that they've spelled it wrong.
I suppose what makes it worse is if you got the location on and it comes up every time you load it up.
Yeah.
Oh, it's gone wrong.
Right. Yeah. So hopefully Apple get that fixed. I can see it being a pretty good Maps app. I think I know where Apple's going with this, and they might have stuffed it up now, but I reckon if they really stick to it, they can make this a really good Maps app. Probably one of the best if they stick to it. It's not the best at the moment, but they could probably make it the best if they keep working on it, keep giving these changes. At the moment, it's pretty good. The way that the 3D set up, I know where they're going with that. So it'll be interesting to see what they do with this Maps app and if they can improve it. Because if they can, like I said, it'll be probably one of the best map apps out there. Okay, all right, moving on. iPhone 5 is now out. Have you spoken to anyone that's actually got the iPhone 5, Elliot?
No, but when I was out, I walked to my town where the shops are, and I actually went into the phone shop with Mark, and we went on the iPhone 5, and I actually held it, and actually felt it. Now, obviously, it's a little bit thinner than this. I mean, this is thick. This looks thicker because the case.
Yeah, that's.
But they've sort of. Oh no, hang on. Let's just get this out. They've changed the obviously the headphone jacks at the bottom and all that, and I saw the new connector as well at the bottom. That looks really odd.
Yeah.
Because I'm so used to the big one. But like the edge of the phone, you see, like the iPhone 4 is like. It like just stops and goes down. But they've actually made it more rounded on the new one and sort of moulded the glass into the metal. So it's like
and smaller as well, which is also interesting. I guess they wanted to. I guess what they wanted to do with this connector is make it smaller so they can fit the headphone jack in there, and then fit speakers and all these other things as well. So they need more room.
Well, and also
I think
that's part of why they've changed the size, because on the new iPhone you've got the speakers look. I think they're stereo. Are they not stereo? I think they're a lot bigger on the new one.
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah. So there's definitely more room at the bottom. Yeah.
I've had a friend that's got an iPhone. He actually got it on the day. I've seen it. He's had it out, and I've seen the Lightning connector. So, the Lightning connector, and it's a bigger screen. Let's just say that. I don't know how the sales are going. I don't know how many people have brought, but I know here in Australia we had a heap of people. And actually, in Australia, I mentioned this last week. Actually, Steve Wozniak, the co-founder of Apple, was actually in Australia. I think it was in Queensland. He actually was there to get his hands on the iPhone 5, which is pretty cool for Australia. That a co-founder of Apple was actually there in an Apple store to get himself an iPhone 5. I think he ended up getting two. He got the white and the black because he couldn't decide which colour, which is very funny. But but anyway, good to see him about, and good to see him still getting his hands on the Apple gear, even though he's the co-founder. He's still good to see him getting. The iPod Touch, another thing that I like talking about here. I actually got to. Okay. There we go, folks. That's what happens when people walk in. How many times has that happened? How many times has that happened? You can probably go back and watch over thousands of heaps of episodes of MacMania. That's probably happened more than once. Anyway, back to what I was saying. The iPhone, not the iPhone, the iPod Touch rather. Something that I like talking about. I actually got to pre-order the iPod Touch on Monday, so I'll be getting it. Hopefully, I'm not sure, but they said that it's going to be out October. They're going to ship it October and get it out October. Your thoughts, Elliot? When do you think? Whereabouts do you reckon they will? They'll get it out. Do you reckon it'll be the start of October or the middle or possibly the end?
Well, no, I think it'll be a start.
Yeah,
it'll be
well, it
a
has
start.
to be. When they say October, you would think that it'd be right on the dot. You're thinking, tomorrow's Monday, so maybe it might be shipped tomorrow. I won't get it tomorrow, obviously, but I'll get an email when it's shipped, and then I'll be able to track it where it's going. So that's pretty cool. I got the blue one, the 32 gigabyte. Really excited about it. And one of the questions I wanted to ask everyone on MacMania and everyone out there as well, if the iPod Touch should get 4G, I want to get people's opinions. What do you think, Elliot? Do you think the iPod Touch should get 4G or data usage? Data usage. Data.
Yeah, I
plans.
don't see why not, because obviously the iPad's got it, but you don't want to carry around an iPad. I suppose your iPod's pretty doomed if you go out of a Wi-Fi area. So, yeah.
This is something that keeps the iPad Mini rumours alive. If they make the iPad Mini, because in my opinion, the iPod Touch should not get a data plan or anything that costs the iPad. So if you put internet or if you put usage plans 4G into an iPod Touch, you're going to make it more like, because and it's not really going to be an iPod Touch anymore. See, the iPod Touch, it's mainly for music, but also for other stuff as well. So I like how they've kept it as Wi-Fi. I think that this is something that probably still keeps the iPad Mini alive. You don't want to hold around an iPad. You don't want to be paying money for the iPhone. You just want something that is like an iPad but smaller, something like a Kindle Fire size or something like that. And this probably keeps the iPad Mini rumours alive. Do you reckon?
Yeah.
This would probably be why they create the iPad Mini, because it's not an iPod Touch. It doesn't take over the iPod Touch, but it's for work, for business, for office, I guess, but smaller.
Yeah.
So and maybe you can get it in your pocket or something. Maybe not iPod Touch size, but maybe smaller. So that keeps iPad Mini rumours a little bit alive, I guess, if you're thinking that way. There has still been rumours about it, and I was reading something the other day if the iPad Mini will get colours. If they'll get colours, do you reckon the iPad Mini, if it comes out, do you reckon that it will get colours?
No, because the main I think the main iPad hasn't got colours, has it? It's just got silver. It's just silver, isn't it? There's no.
No, it's just black and white and silver on the back.
Yeah. So no, I don't think there will be, but I don't know if they change the way they target the product. They might put colours in. Or they could they might change how they market it. Like they say, oh, the iPad's for like adults, so iPad Mini for your child or something. Then they'd have to put colours in.
Like that. Could be. More child device, I guess.
Yeah.
Because the iPod Touch, it was the colours added to there. They were it's an iPod Touch. It's music devices are supposed to have colours. It just mixes. Do you reckon we could see a similar design, maybe in the new iPad? This is getting a bit off topic, but with the new iPad, if there's a new iPad next year, the iPad 4 generation, or if there's a new iPad, do you reckon it'll get a same kind of design as the iPhone with the aluminium at the back? Because I really like that design. I think the aluminium at the back's pretty good, and then they can actually, instead of having the silver kind of back, they've got the actual colour of the back, which is black. Do you reckon that could happen with the iPad, the new iPad, if there is a new iPad?
Yeah. I think I can do that.
And obviously you'll get a lightning connector if it obviously is a new. But that's for another day, I guess. The predictions of the iPad. Now the iPod Nano got the lightning connector. It got a whole new update. The shuffles all. Oh, sorry, I thought my computer locked up there. But the iPad shuffles, they got a bit of an update. They got brought into it a little bit. Something just opened on my computer for some reason. Anyway, the iPad shuffle, they got a bit of an update, but they didn't get the lightning connector. Do you reckon Apple should have put the lightning connector in them? Or
yeah, I don't see why not. If they want to move forward, then yes, they should have put it in. But
yeah, I think they're trying to move forward. They've already put it in the iPod Nano, the iPod Touch, the iPhone. They've already got left the iPad and the iPod Shuffle, and
the only thing I can think of is like if you put an iPad in some sort of dock or something, it might, because the new connector's so thin. I know you get an adapter, but it might snap because of the weight of it. That's the only thing I could think about. So they might choose to keep the bigger one.
Could be that does make sense. I never thought of that. At all. That does make very good sense. I actually could agree with you there. I think that does make sense a lot. But if Apple thinks about the docks, that's the thing, because sometimes they don't think about the docks, and they've done it with this connector. They've not thought about, well, they have, I guess, because they brought it in that adapter, which is $30. So be interesting. They could. Yeah, it'd be interesting if they keep it or not. I don't know if they're trying to move forward with all their devices or not. But anyway, we'll see how that goes. Now, a question of the week. We haven't done a question of the week for a while, but I've got a question of the week. Is iOS 6 the best iOS Apple has ever made?
That's I don't know. I don't know. It is different. It is probably one of the biggest changes they've made in a long time to it. But
probably besides iOS 5.
Yeah, I think I prefer. Well, I don't know. It's hard because I like the new apps that they've put on here. Obviously, Maps was that'll get better as they update that.
Yeah,
but
obviously, I think that through.
Because it's so new, I don't think we've seen the full features yet.
Yeah.
If you know what I mean. So, I do like the way you can tweet and stuff from the drop down. But I think it is the most advanced one. I don't know if it's the best, but yeah. I think
it's advanced as well as iOS 5 as well. Like, talking about the biggest update, I think the iOS 5 was mainly a big update because software update come in, it then excluded iTunes and then made people available to just go to their iPhones and go to software update in the settings and just update it straight away without having to plug it in.
That's iCloud come in, didn't it?
Yeah,
that was last year.
That was a thing that really buzzed off. But I also do think iOS 6 is pretty advanced as well and pretty big as well. It's probably one of the biggest updates as well because we had Facebook integration, something we didn't think that was going to happen because Apple and Facebook apparently had a bit of battles and stuff and so forth, but it happened. And then obviously Passbooks is something really big as well. We might not think it's big, but it is because then it's advancing tickets paper tickets, rip them up. It's all in the phone now. You all just use an electronic device, and there's no kind of trees involved in this. It's just the electronic device. So, and there's a lot of other things as well which I'm yet to still to try. Like when I get my iPod Touch, Siri, the sports scores, something that I'd be willing to try out. Have you tried out any of the sports scores on your 4S?
No, but now I could actually search for shops and places and stuff.
That's pretty good.
And it gives you
directions
there. Yeah, that's really good.
Yeah, that's pretty good. I don't know if it's going to work. I don't know if sports. I'm yet to try it if sports scores work with Australian sports such as AFL, possibly NRL. So it'll be interesting to see what.
So there's another good. In part of the update, they've updated FaceTime. The FaceTime it works a lot better now on 3G. I've noticed as well.
Right. Well, nice.
They've changed that.
That's pretty good. There's a lot of updates that have happened, and there's a lot of big updates. But this is probably the big update here, iOS 6, as well as iOS 5. But this is taking it to a new level as well. There's such good features. You went through a few of the features last week. I remember Elliot with the web. This is not really a big update, but the web kind of got a new design. And also the panorama. Where you take and you go like that. I'm very interested to see how that goes when I try it. So there's a lot of good features in this update. So I do think this is probably the biggest and the best.
Yeah.
And we'll see more. We'll see more. We'll see iOS 7 maybe in a year time. There's a lot of people putting out apps for Passbook now, and people getting involved.
It's good.
Yeah.
And then you got so. I mean, that wasn't working last week, but now it is. So.
It wasn't. No, I haven't tried it yet. I'm gonna maybe try it right now, see if it works. Okay, all right. The YouTube app that Google has. If you don't know, Google has brought out a YouTube app because iOS 6 excluded the YouTube app. There's Elliot. He's got it on his screen right now. Do you want to run us through what you think of the YouTube app, Elliot?
It's basically what Google have done is they've taken like the same sort of style and interface from Google Plus, and they've put it into YouTube videos. So it's like a big video. It's a lot better. So yeah, you got your you click on it and it comes up with a page, loads really fast, and it's good. So yeah. That's the video. And so there you go. It's NTIX Tech Tips. I watched that.
Some good things about it. What have you found some good things about it?
Well, it's like the
previous.
Yeah. Well, I've always wanted Google to make their own app for YouTube, because obviously they obviously own it. So yeah. It's a lot more. There's a lot more features. I've logged into my YouTube account, and you can go on settings right from the phone. So and you can go through all your.
So you can do settings.
Yeah, it's a lot better than before. You can actually go in. You can add you can customize your channels like on the home page. It's basically like the home page where you like the side of the page where you can go down and. Yeah, so you can sort out what you can see in the feed and stuff like that. So yeah.
It's definitely really improved, and I think we've always wanted this kind of update with the YouTube app, and I guess it's a good thing that Apple has excluded the YouTube app so Google can come in, make their own app, and make it such a good app that YouTube, not only YouTube users, but also the people who do YouTube, people who are on YouTube and making videos, it gives them a bit more power on the iOS device. I don't think there's an iPad app. I'm not too sure. I check because I checked the other day. There's not an iPad yet as such yet. So that kind of gives. Well, I think we need a YouTube app. An iPad app as well, because then it gives.
Well, they've probably got to work on that a bit more, because a bigger screen and all that. They've probably got to work on that a bit. Yeah.
I'm sure they're in the making of it. I'm sure they're in the making of it. But look, I've played around with it. I think it's a very good app. I find though sometimes when you have it closed for a long time, because I know I did this a lot on the old YouTube app. I'd be watching something, maybe a long clip. I'd then pause it. I'd then get out of it, then come back the next day and open it up. It'll be there. If you have it closed for a long time on a video, when you open it back up, it doesn't go back to that video. It just goes back to the home screen, so it doesn't really multitask. But besides that part, it's actually a pretty good app, and I'm impressed with it. I think it's definitely better than the other one. Definitely.
Yes, definitely
it gives,
better.
like
Yes.
I said, it gives the YouTube, the people making videos, you, Elliot, Mark, I guess myself, and other people. It gives people more. It gives them more power to control YouTube. I guess when you can't get to a computer. So
Yeah.
very good app. Can you rate it out of 10?
I'll give it. Well, based on improvement from the other one, I'll definitely give it a 10. Oh yeah.
I'd probably give it a 10, I reckon, on the improvement, yeah. Probably the multitask is something that I'd like to see, more multitasking, I guess, but it doesn't really worry me, I guess, it's okay. Okay, alright, so app of the week. It's now time for the app of the week. We haven't done the app of the week for a while. I don't know if you did the app of the week 2 weeks ago when I was away. Did you? Or
I don't know if I was on that show because I just got back from Florida. Or, I can't remember.
Yeah, you were on that show. It was the one when I was away. I think it was you and Mark were doing it. Episode,
last
30.
week. No, we didn't do it last week. No.
You didn't do it last week, but the week before when I was away, you and Mark were doing the show. Did you do the app of the week? Or I think it was 41, the episode.
I think so. I'm not sure. I can't remember.
Right. Well, we haven't done it for a while. Let's just say that because it's been we've been trying to wrap up the press conference as much as possible. We're back with the app of the week this week, and we're going to continue to do it throughout the year goes on until the Christmas show, which is something that we're going to be planning very soon. So your app of the week, Elliot.
Yes. It's called Insta Effect. It's a free app. It's like at Instagram where you take the photo and you put the press the effect on. Well, basically, this is a separate app, and it does the effects but in different colours and stuff like that. So look, if I take let me get a picture. Hang on, I'll just get a picture. Hang on. Oh, I've just locked it by accident. I'll just take a quick photo quickly. So I'll take a picture. Me. Yeah, I'll take a photo and then press and you just edit it. It's really easy. So you can add effects and stuff at the bottom. So you got all these colours you can put on it. These different colours. You can edit how intense they are and stuff. So say I wanted this one, maybe a Christmas theme. You could have, and it puts it over there, and you can edit how strong it is and stuff. So if you go on change the colours, you can write on it as well. So you can have.
That's
write.
pretty cool. I don't think that's something you can do on Instagram.
No, you can't do that.
I believe. No.
You can. Oh no, you don't want to erase it. You can rub it out. You can move it. So you can have it on a certain part. Yeah, so that's what you can do really. I can't remember how you do. Yeah, so. I think that's it. Well, one of them you can actually change how intense the colour was. But so yeah, that's free.
So it's for free. What's the name?
Insta Effect. Insta Effect.
Nice. So, do you upload it anywhere, or do you just keep it on your phone?
Well, I suppose you can. I don't know if you can upload it directly. I'm not sure. Let's just try something.
You can save it to your camera roll and stuff.
Yeah, you can save it to your phone. Yeah, and do it through that way. Right. Oh yeah, you can. Nice. Yeah. I've just realised. Wait, when you press save, it comes up with a menu.
Ah, right. So you got Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, Flickr. You can even email it to someone and also the other as well. So that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Nice. Good app there. Good app, and it's something if you don't like the Instagram, the way you can I guess, change your images and boost them up and edit them, then you can use that app and do a lot more, give it text and something that you cannot do on the Instagram app. Okay, I've just been going around trying to find another app because I've actually just realised the app I chose, I actually kind of haven't used it properly yet, so I think that's a bit unfair. So my app this week is the Apple Podcast app. Now, we've mentioned a couple of months ago when they released it that they released a podcast app. They now do not have the podcast button in the iTunes store anymore. You have to download this podcast app if you want to go if you want to listen to podcasts from the iTunes store. So this is actually a pretty good app. It's stored. You basically can subscribe to podcasts here. You can't see it, but I'll just explain. You can basically subscribe to podcasts. You can they then store the podcast instead of storing it on, because when you download podcasts before, you stored it on your actual iPod. This time, like on the actual hard drive of it. This time it stores on the podcast app itself. So I've got an Apple Keynote right here, the Apple Keynote, that was the last Apple Keynote. I can press on it. It will give me all the ones I've downloaded, so I've just downloaded one. I can then click it. If I was up to a bit, if I left off a bit, like if I was watching it and then I closed it on a selected bit, it will open back up to that bit you were watching it from. So here's the keynote there. I won't go any further than that because I don't really want to rebroadcast the keynote because then it'll get myself in a lot of strife. You can see there that's the copyright thing as I play before the keynote, and then I can watch the keynote from the app, and then when I'm done, I'll go back, and then there you go. I've got it stored, and then I can obviously delete it and do all sorts of things if I don't want it there anymore. And then if you want to go to explore other podcasts, you can go to catalog, and then you can explore other podcasts that are audio and video that are in the app itself. So it's a really good app. I'm very happy with it. It's probably better than what Apple were doing before with the podcast app being in the iTunes, and I guess it gives it a bit more space because you've got it inside the app now. You don't need to have it in your music, because that's what happened before. Your podcast would be in the music section. Now it's not in the music. Now it's just in the app itself. So a great app. It's for free, like all Apple apps are, except the iLife app. And if you don't have it, I would recommend getting it now. So that's my app of the week for episode 43. And that wraps up our show for another week. Our new time, a new day, Sunday at 7 p.m. Australian Eastern, 10 a.m. It's 10 a.m., isn't it? 10 a.m.
Yeah.
UK time. Mark and all that should be back next week. Maybe Dan, maybe Lee. You could see Lee after a few weeks of not being on the show. But I'll just go through the Mania links before we go through our links. If you want to email us, please do at macmania71@gmail.com. Get behind us, please, by liking also the Twitter page at MacMania71, twitter.com/MacMania71, Facebook.com/MacMania71. If you want to go like us on Facebook, please do. And the website is macmania71.weebly.com. And also our YouTube is youtube.com/MacMania71. Keep clicking back to watch more episodes because we're trying to improve the show as it goes on, giving you all the weekly news. And we've got some exciting months ahead. We've got October, November, and then we've actually got December, which is we've got our prediction show, the second last show, and then we've got our Christmas edition coming following after that. So we've got a pretty good 2 episodes there, and also coming this month. Stay tuned as well because I've got the iPod Touch with it. I've pre-ordered. I'll be showing that to everyone live, not live, but on the show, first look. So stay tuned. So Elliot, do you want to go through where people can find you?
Yes. Okay, so we've got Legend Edit 94 on the YouTube. It's youtube.com/legendedit94. We've got my website, well, that for the YouTube, it's legend84productions.webs.com. I mean, you can find all these on my channel. If you go to the channel, the link's on the side. Facebook, it's facebook.com/legendedit94, and email legendelliot94 at gmail.com. So find me there.
Okay, thank you very much for those links. Now, I've got a bit of an announcement to make. I was going to do this at the start, but I thought, no, it's not really that important. But on the 12th of October, 2012, if you remember, you probably remember, Elliot, Live at Night, my special live show that I did every Friday night on Blog TV, that is returning in 2 weeks' time. Just under 2 weeks' time. I'll be returning on Blog TV. At 8 p.m. Australian Eastern. I think that is 11 a.m. In UK time, but the times will change when clocks are moved forward and back and whatever. So the show is returning on the 12th of October. They'll be returning after a long time being off air. The reason why it's the 12th and not this week is because I am going to spend this week and next week organising the show. It will be an hour show, so it will be between 8 o'clock to 9 o'clock. And I'm really looking forward to it. It'll be on blogtv.com/people/bevob55. So put that in your calendar, guys, because it's going to be a big show. And now that MacMania is not on a Friday, I can kind of... Not that was stopping me. It was actually other things that were stopping me. But yeah, that will be returning for the rest of the year, and it'll be and after that episode it'll be every Friday from 8 p.m. Australian Eastern. So I've sent some tweets out to people already, inviting them to be on not be on the show, but join the show. Some old people who used to come to the show, they'll be very excited to come. So that link again to see that the date is 12th October 2012 at 8 p.m. Australian Eastern, 11 a.m. UK time, and it's at blogtv.com. I'm going too fast. blogtv.com/people/bevob55. Okay, Twitter. My Twitter. If you go find me on twitter.com/bevob5. I was going to say bevob55 there, but it's bevob5. Then got facebook.com/bevtv, twitter.com/bevtv. Actually, no, it is facebook.com/bevtv, twitter.com/bevtv1, youtube.com/bevtv main channel, Bev's Productions, BevTV2, all of them. You can go find all of them. Okay, thank you very much, Elliot, for a great show. It's been good, good giving everyone the weekly news. Great getting your opinions as well. And until next Sunday.